Thank you for having me here today. So blockchain web services, the Amazon Web Services for the blockchain. I hope that you will get the point on why we call us the Amazon Web Services for the blockchains. So we probably may agree that most companies struggling with blockchain development. Things are extremely expensive still, and it's extremely slow. It's really hard to get developers. So at the end, for companies, everything becomes like a no-go for all sorts of companies, but mostly for traditional companies. So the rise of blockchain, it's triggered a little bit by this fact. So we thought about what if instead we use the same AWS principles in the blockchain ecosystem, and we apply them, AWS principles, and we apply them into the blockchain ecosystem, basically by providing an API, a Web 2.5 API that is radically simple to use, no matter the blockchain you plan to go, and also the multi-managed solutions you can start building from day one. This is what you see on the screen on the right. So, and this is blockchain web services. It's an easier, faster, cheaper solution for companies that want to move more into the blockchain, and to move them from having to go through a very long and extensive process of getting into blockchain to a very straightforward journey where they can start working on day one. So let me show you a little bit what does it mean effectively, that journey, and how we can compare what is a long journey, a very expensive journey, into just day one kind of experience. So let me share, and that's something that you can go, please go to bwf.ninja, you can sign up, and you can test our first production-ready solutions. What I'm going to show today is related to the use case that I was showing before. A company that just wants to write data into the blockchain, today they will have to go through a very long process just for that simple action, right? Added value action. So basically they can go to blockchain web services, they can discover our solutions, right? And once they pick one, they can just start building on day one without having to worry about anything related to wallets, anything regarding to managing fees, and so on and so forth, right? So as an example here, we're going to write hello world classical message to one of the blockchains. So basically everything, the Web 2.5 API is just about that. It's just, okay, I select what I want to do, I select the network, and that's it, and then I go. I can start using the API straightforward from day one. And as you can see right now, we just call it that API. Now things are running on BWS side, just managing the interaction with the blockchain, and that's it. You get it, right? Basically what you get on the response is, okay, your transaction went okay. And that's where you can verify and pass to your customers, for example, for delivering that kind of trust. At the end, what we provide is an API that's focused on the solution added value, where you don't have to worry about blockchain complexity, the network complexities, right? I think that we should move away, like the same way AWS moved away from the overall complexities of IT. I think that we should deliver something that moves away from blockchain complexities. And the end, your journey brings a lot of by using BWS brings a lot of savings, zero downtime, and you convert into a new blockchain kind of profiles, etc. This is blockchain web services. But there's one more thing. We want to enable a Web 2.5 API. We want to offer solutions, right, that are already there or we can think about. And we are going to offer as BWS those solutions. There are some that you can already go and test them today. So please just go register, sign up, and test them. It's really easy, one-day thing. But there's more. We want the community to be part, and we are already working with people like Kenneth to code and build specific solutions. Kenneth, for example, is just a business expert on an ESG kind of domain. We are working with him on building a solution that will be offered through the same easy to consume, easy to use API regarding the ESG kind of world. You can check on the website too. We are still coding, but you can check on the website too, what is this about? So at the end, we will land with a limitless kind of platform. And I think this is the kind of added value that the market is searching for, right? In the sense of, I want to get the value from the blockchain, but I don't want to deal with blockchain complexities at the end, right? From the business point of view, we want to go, of course, this is our priority, right? Just getting incomes by using by businesses just using our API as they use it to consume cloud. But we want to go a step further. And as we mentioned before, we want to onboard a community. And to onboard a community, even if it's not kind of a requirement from the business model to have a token, we believe and we're planning to just go and create our tokens so we can onboard and create some synergies with the blockchain community so they get attracted to build solutions on our platform. So we will end by having a very high valued API, a Web 2.5 API, bringing a gateway between the Web 2 world and the Web 3 world. And that's where we're saying our projections will bring that value, where we do not, even if we're talking about tokens, at the end, the API, the highly valued API is what we bring into the market. I've been working with AWS. That's why I thought that the name was kind of made sense. I've been working with AWS for 15 years now, and I think that we can bring the same principles that I mentioned to the blockchain world. That's what the market requires, so we can raise blockchain adoption overall. And I just teaming up with different profiles on the topics that are mainly related to bringing a new business into the market. So this is blockchain web services, an API, Web 2.5 API, making things easier. Set up a collection of solutions that we will bring from our side, but the community will be onboarded to bring them also from their side, and making things much, much easier for companies to onboard into the blockchain world and the blockchain era, right? So we can overall raise blockchain adoption. That's our kind of vision regarding the blockchain. And that's it from my side. I wanted to focus on this.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nacho, for the pitch. Now I welcome all the judges to ask some questions about BWF. Yaroslav, please.
Thanks, Nacho. My question is on the security and responsibility side. So if I understood correctly, what you do is you actually give the company the opportunity to get their data or whatever their process on blockchain without working with blockchain as it is. So for me, it presumes that you are handling all the blockchain side, like the smart contracts, the IPFS storage and things like that. Mm-hmm. So what is kind of the level of security you've got, how it is proven, whether it's certified? Because I see that for any, company from the small size upwards, this question is a big one, because they're effectively processing their data through you.
Yeah, so each solution will of course require different levels of security, right? And the overall, even if we are talking about custodian thing, or if we're talking about managing the data, the platform is built on AWS, right? So we will be able to just create things that may be auditable at the end. And that's what we also work on, the auditable side of all those solutions, right? So at the end, this kind of trust, blockchain at the end is just delivering trust. So we should deliver on our side trust. But basically, we bring to the customer that trust by being audited when it's required regarding all the solutions that we're going to offer, right? So yes, definitely, that's a big point that we're working on too.
Mickey, you want to go next? Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
let me go first, or yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I got two question from my side. Yeah, first, it's super interesting product, and definitely think there's a pain point or could be solved. The first thing is I do see some similar product in the current market, so quite competitive place here. So what's your view for your go-to-market strategy? And the second point is for you just highly mentioned that you will have a token ground for the developers. So does it mean that there will be upcoming tokens here? If yes, what's the brief tokenomic on that?
Yeah, so the first part of the question regarding competitor size, I think that the industry is going into leveling up the abstraction, right? So if we think about Infura is mainly just an API to just active networks, right? And then if we think about Kaleido, and there are many others, probably some of those that you're thinking about, right? If we think about Kaleido, at the end, it's a little bit a level up of abstraction, but mostly regarding nodes, right? So you still pay per nodes, for example. So it's not that kind of added value abstraction that we added. If we think about tagging, they trying to just go a level up of that kind of abstraction, but sometimes they just merge the network level with the business added value of their solutions, and they are quite limited. A blockchain web service is basically just continuing that workflow of going up into the abstraction, and we offer kind of the final version of that abstraction process that I think that the market will go whatever happens, you know what I mean, in the sense of, because that's what the businesses require. They don't want to manage blockchain complexity. They want to manage added value that you bring from your solutions. So in that sense, we are kind of a level up from all those kind of competitors that are already into the market. Regarding the token, for example, for us, it's more like a way to onboard. I think that, you know, you never know exactly what a token could end up, right, from the valuation point of view, but we are not thinking about the token in a way of getting more value from that point of view, as we still want to go into the classical cloud per usage kind of bill, right? So our customers are paying for what they get from the usage of our API. But we think the token as a way to onboard a community, right? We basically are in conversations with that kind of community, blockchain community, and the business side, and we found that, you know, the community is kind of really engaged when they think about being part on a tokenomics or on a tokenized kind of solution. So we want to bring that kind of tokens, and of course we want that token to be valuable because it has some real usage, right? So we pretty are now planning how we are going to onboard those smart contracts, token smart contracts, right? So we can just play with the fees. So at the end, the community gets also rewarded with our token, right? When the customers use their solutions. And that will also bring into the go-to-market question that you were asking for, right? Of course, we are going to Web3 market it. That's why we are asking money for now. For example, Web3 marketing, creating the smart contracts, conversation with both sides, classical businesses with Web3 community, right? But that's pretty where we see that we will bring the community for building those solutions, but we also will bring the community so they can sell their solutions to their own networks. So we go into an exponential kind of model from the market planning, that all those communities do kind of selling for the platform because they're selling their own solutions where they get rewarded for. So it's kind of a circle that we want to create, and that's the meaning of the token, right? So yeah, that's kind of the intention.
And Nacho Shunas here, well done on the progress so far. A little comment, I think the token should be, you should think about the token the other way around, right? It has to have real utility, and then community has to come, rather than you say, we're going to build a token in order to attract community, and then we'll see where we're going to squeeze it in. I understand that 90% of crypto projects do it like that today, but we need to move away from that. So never say to any investors again that you're going to be building token just to attract the community, but you don't have any real use case for that. So I would just pretty much end the conversation there and so on. Just a small tip. On other hand, I have two very small questions. So what do you think is your target audience for that, right? Because obviously small companies, SMEs, big, large startups, and so on. And second, as I understand, you're a sole founder, and it can be lonely sometimes. So what would be your kind of next step in hiring? Are you going to remain sole founder, or you want to attract co-founders in your team?
Yeah, so the first question, I agree on the token thing, right? In a sense that we are going to embed our contract, so they will end by just getting a fee will be transformed in our token, so we onboard the community. So it has already been think about in this way. So regarding the journey, for example, on who are we contacting, right? So one of the initial points of the initiative came from participating into a hackathon. I was working as a consultant on a Nordic bank, and we thought about participating into a hackathon that previously was focusing on saving some data from that bank to prove some. In fact, this use case is a real use case. That the hackathon use case, where basically they were asking to save some green figures into the blockchain, and we won that hackathon. What I want to say by that is that there are a lot of different kind of business targets that we plan to go. So for example, and that's related with the solutions that we are going to work on. So I'm working with Kenneth, who's a business kind of expert in that area. So we are going to focus into the financial institutions that he can think about offering that solution, right? So mainly traditional businesses. So on one side, we're going to traditional businesses, kind of solution oriented, that we can offer our solutions. And that's where we need sales specialists, for example, from the recruiting point of view that you were also kind of mentioning. And on the other side, we want to just bring the community. So we have kind of duality here where we go traditional businesses, traditional sales processes, and Web3 marketing processes, right? And from the kind of hiring point of view, the next big step is I'm working with several on hiring a sales specialist for going to traditional businesses, while at the same time, I carry everything that related with marketing, Web3 marketing, community, and so on. So we are going to go dual in that sense, traditional businesses, traditional markets, right? Solutions oriented kind of sales target groups, I would say. And then on the other side, the Web3 community. And we want to just do that. So at some point, it goes kind of by itself, right?